is really exciting. Although, nag-soft launch na sila, pero sa April pa ang sinasabi na kung saan they will give more details. Hi guys! Welcome back to Jill in Cannes. So, lalabas muna tayo ng saglit just to show you how it looks like outside. Dahil it's been a while na nakatlabas tayo dito sa balcony na malamig pa rin dahil today is 0 degree pero feels like -4 at sunny pero don't be fooled nga eh. So ito nga yung school ng yung mga anak ko dati dito yung school nila, so tumatawid lang sila dyan. Pero meron akong isang anak na nandoon naman medyo mas malayo pero ano lang, parang mga 3 minutes walk. Syempre bata, so medyo mas mabagal maglakad. So, ito nga ang ating weather for today at napakaganda at talagang parang kala mo today ay spring. Masyadong mahangin kanina. Sobrang lakas ng wind, so -11 at with the wind chill na ganun. At today is Sunday at ito rin yung first day. So, kaninang madaling araw, no, nag-minus yung time or nag-add yung time na daylight saving time na tayo. So, instead na 2 o'clock, naging 3. So, 2 o'clock pa naging 3. So, nag-fast forward yung time natin. Kaya, nabawasan tayo ng 1 hour of sleep. Kaya kagabi sabi ko sa mga anak ko, matulog kayo ng mas maaga kasi maaga kaming gising nga dahil sa mag-church kami. Nag-church kami kanina. So, ibig sabihin, yung gising nila na 5 or na 6 o'clock, it will mean na parang 5 a.m. na sila magigising. Kung yun yung previous time. So, kanina medyo late din nagising dahil pina-extend na lang namin yung konti yung tulog. Ayun, so far, di naman kami na late. Ayun. So, guys, may magandang balita, pag-uusapan natin ngayon. At napaka-exciting nito para sa ating lahat na nandito sa Canada na temporary residents. At pag-usapan natin yan, guys. Ayun guys, so last Friday nga ay March 6 ay merong breaking news all over Canada and syempre kumakalat yan sa buong mundo, especially do sa mga nag-aabang ng mga pathway, paano ba tayo magiging PR dito sa Canada. So, ito yung news na yan guys. Ayan. So, nakalagay dyan na Canada's new TR to PR pathway has launched. So, nagsimula na nga guys. Kung naalala nyo guys, last January, I think nag-vlog ako about this TR to PR pathway na parang it's, parang rumors pa lang siya. Wala pa siya talagang, yung talagang final, yung mga full information about it. So, ngayon nga, sinabi na nag-launch na pala itong TR to PR pathway. Pero, wala pa yatang sinasabi kung ano yung mga full details na ito. Pero, nabasa ko guys, so, hindi po tayo immigration consultant or anything related to immigration. But, bilang temporary resident, I am also interested to know more about this, of course, because we have our goal na yung maging permanent resident din dito someday. At kaya nga tayo ay nakikinig sa mga balita or nagbabasa tayo ng mga post, ng mga news tungkol po dito. At ito nga yung pinaka-latest na nag-umpisa na ang TR to PR pathway. So, ito yung news na galing sa CIC News, pero meron din akong isang news na nabasa mula sa Toronto Star News. So, parang star.com yun. But, yung pinaka main news talaga tungkol dito, hindi ko siya ma-view. Hindi ko siya ma-view unless mag-subscribe ka doon sa website nila about ng mga news. Pero may mga ibang news na mababasa mo yung news na yon, yung tungkol dito sa TR to PR pathway, na may interview doon sa ating minister na si Diab. Ayan. So, ayun. So, ito nga ang kanyang mga minention doon na actually ay nag-soft launch na ang TR to PR pathway na ito. So, kailan kaya, no? So, hindi natin alam kung kailan nila sinoft launch. Alam natin pag soft launch, no, parang meron na silang mga dinro siguro. At kung mapapansin din natin, no, in the month of February, parang ang dami nilang dinodro na mga ini-invite for permanent residency. So, talagang this is really exciting. Although, nag-soft launch na sila, pero sa April pa ang sinasabi na kung saan they will give more details tungkol dito. So, ang tanong po dito ay sino kaya yung mga kasama? Ano kaya yung mga requirements na kailangan nating i-prepare? So, kami ba bilang mga PGW holders ay kasali kaya dito? Qualified po kaya kami dito? Malalaman natin, no? So, okay, so ito nga, yung program na ito is will allow up to 33,000 temporary workers to transition to permanent residency between 2026 and 2027. So, ang dami ng 33,000. So, anyway, ano ba yung goal nitong TR to PR na ito? Ang goal nito is to give PR to people who are already living in Canada, working in Canada, paying taxes, and contributing to the economy. So, ayun. So, usually naman, when you have a work permit, so talagang you need to stay here, you need to work here, and automatic din naman na nagbabayad tayo ng taxes natin, and automatic din that we are contributing to the economy. So, basically, ito yung mga tao na nandito that is already inside Canada. According dun sa interview na ito, there are two things that Canada is facing right now. Yung kailangan niyang i-balance yung two things na ito. So, one is to reduce the number of temporary residents. So, yun. So, ang gusto talaga ng Canada is mabawasan yung mga temporary residents dito. At pangalawa naman ay to still keep the workers that the economy needs. So, although maraming ang napauwi dahil nga hindi na rin yung kanilang mga work permit, but Canada still needs temporary workers dito po sa para mag-keep on going yung economy po ng Canada. So, yan yung kailangan nilang i-meet, balance. So, I think kaya ginawa nila itong TR to PR program para, yung ma-reduce yung temporary worker is parang mapunta sila sa pagiging permanent resident. So, hindi yung i-reduce na they will let go. They need these people po para sa economy ng Canada. Sino-sino po ba yung mga qualified po dito na temporary residents? Although hindi pa nga na-release yung full details nito, ay meron silang mga tina-target na mga in-demand sectors. At sino-sino ba yung mga in-demand sectors na ito that usually talaga kahit even during the pandemic time, sila pa rin yung mga in-demand. Especially, number one is the healthcare. So, alam naman natin, anytime, kahit anong panahon yan, healthcare talagang in-demand siya. And then, agriculture, because yun, maraming land dito, and they also nagpo-produce din sila dito ng mga agricultural products nila. And hospitality, transportation, caregiving, and other essential factors. And they might also focus on rural communities na kailangan din po ng mga workers doon. So, I think yung TR to PR pathway, baka hindi lang din siya na kung nasaan ka ngayon, especially na baka yung mga kasali din sa mga RCIP, gano'n. So, pwede din yun. And dahil nga sa April pa ito ilalabas, hindi pa natin alam ano yung exact numbers kung ilan yung kailangan nilang kukunin in this sector na ito. So, yung wala pa talagang full detail. So, what we can do right now, katulad ng na-mention ko in my previous vlog last January tungkol dito sa TR to PR is to prepare our documents na dapat nandiyan na siya. Or kung pwede na kayong maggawa ng profile ninyo, so para alam niyo yon, anytime malay nyo by draw ito or mapili yung sector na kung nasaan kayo, ay pwede kayong ma-draw anytime. Yan, so sana din, ayun, ma-draw din tayo guys. Of course, so sino ba naman ang hindi gusto na nandito ka na, gusto mo talaga na masama dito na sino ba yung mga qualified dito? So the temporary foreign workers, the former international students, like the PGWP holders, or kung kayo nga ay matagal nang nag-work dito sa Canada. And nangyari itong TR to PR pathway noong 2021, I think it was COVID time, and napanood ko din yung may mga nag-vlog din tungkol dito, ano yung experience nila, na talagang minsan na hinabol nila yung mga documents nila, umabsent sila sa work para makasubmit ng mga documents na ito, and nagkaroon pa nung time na parang nag-down yung system dahil nga sabay-sabay, so mabilis, at kailangan mo talagang makapasok doon. So syempre naman buong mundo yung nag-a-apply, no, from anywhere, any parts of the world nag-a-apply dito sa TR to PR pathway na to, or I think yung mga inside Canada lang pala ito, if I remember correctly. So ayun, nangyari doon, parang nag-crash yung system or mabilis nag-close in just few hours dahil nga sa mabilis talaga ang mga pagpasok ng mga gustong mag-apply. So ganun din guys, kaya kung ano man yung kailangan nating i-prepare, ay kailangan ihanda na po natin yan. So, ano ba yung mga kailangan nating i-prepare? So, tingnan natin dito. Unang-una, syempre, yung language test results natin, kailangan nyo ng mga English test or CELPIP. So, either CELPIP or IELTS. So, by this time, March, kung April po ito mag-open, siguro dapat meron na kayong CELPIP, no? Pero kung magpapabook pa lang kayo, baka marami nang nagpapabook ngayon, and we might lose the chance na pag dumating yung time na i-open na yon. So, ayun. Pero hopefully, kung may chance pa kayo makagawa ng paraan na makakuha ng CELPIP or IELTS, go for it, makabook agad. Ayun. At syempre, dapat maganda din yung score natin. Syempre, hindi naman natin alam ano yung mga kinukonsider nila, ano yung mga CRS scores for that TR to PR, but of course we always want to give our best, no? Although alam naman natin na hindi rin minsan ganun kadali yung pag-i-English test natin. At isa pa, kailangan din nating i-prepare yung ating police clearance, yung NBI. So kung kailangan nating kumuha, kung first timer kayo, I think pupunta kayo for here dito sa Edmonton, it's in Calgary yung consulate. Kailangan pumunta doon, magpabook, ganyan, para maasikaso na. So hindi ko pa na-check kung ano yung mga availability doon ng NBI dito sa consulate, no. At kailangan din natin ng proof of employment. So yung mga reference letters or the certificate of employment from our previous jobs or ang current job natin especially, ay kailangan nandiyan na po siya, on hand na siya, na pwede nyo na lang i-upload anytime kung i-open yon, or kung meron na kayong express entry profile, so syempre alam nyo na yun yung mga sinubmit nyo. At yung ating mga tax records kailangan din, at especially the education credentials. So, ito yung mga transcript of records nyo from the Philippines or kung saan man kayo nag-aral before coming to Canada, ng inyong bachelor's or kung may masteral degree kayo or whatever na PhD. So, you should also have that in hand. At kasama din dito yung ECA or the Educational Credentials Assessment. So, you can yung sa amin, kinuha namin sa West. So, para malaman nila ano yung equivalent ng education mo from the Philippines to Canada. So, ayan. At kung international student din naman tayo, kailangan natin yung mga transcript of record natin, diploma here in Canada. So, ayun. Kailangan laging naka-ready na po yung mga bagay na yan. And other things like the birth certificate, maybe passport, ganon, other things na importante. So, everything has to be prepared pag dumating na po yung time na yan na kailangan ay i-upload. O, diba? Mabilisan yan. So guys, ang talagang importante din nating malaman na ang immigration of Canada, it changes a lot. So, simula nung before pa lang nang nag-a-apply kami, noong 2023, so before 2023, like 2022, nagpaplano kami na pumunta dito. Hindi pa syempre namin alam ano yung mga changes. Parang wala pa kasi everything was so open. There's so many international students na dumadating. Marami pa ring applications na dumadating. So, we were part of that time. Tapos, yung pagdating namin dito, parang everything still okay until they realize na yun nga parang naging congested masyado dito sa Canada. Tapos, ang daming international students. There was a housing problem and everything. At ayun nga, ang nangyari is nagkaroon ng mga changes sa immigration. Nagkaroon ng mga stricter policies. So, yung mga ganong bagay guys, so kung sa tingin nyo ngayon pa lang, ay kaya nyong ma-achieve yung ino-open ngayon ng Canada ng TR to PR pathway, you have to grab it. Grab it and you have to be prepared. Kasi nga, hindi natin alam, in an instant, pwede naman nilang i-close yan or itapusin agad yan or baguhin na naman nila yung numbers. So, ayun lang yung kailangan laging updated tayo sa mga news. At kung, syempre, if you nanonood kayo ng mga vlogs or anything, no, it's also informative. Pero, syempre, alamin natin yung mga information na nakukuha natin. We also have to verify sa mga facts, no? So, especially, look natin kung saan yung mga sources. Like the mismong website ng IRCC, doon na tayo mag-check. Tapos, yung mga links na binibigay nila, if it is accurate, the CIC News, yung Toronto Star News, ganun ba talaga is the IRCC na doon tayo mag-check ng ating mga pinaka-latest update. But sometimes, syempre there are times na nauuna pa yung sa news maglabas than the IRCC. May times na ganun din naman. Nakita ko lang na many temporary residents may lose their status. So, last 2025, last year, merong 2 million temporary permits that have expired. So, kailangan nilang umuwi. And another 1.9 million permits may expire this year. So, kaya nga, without that new immigration pathway, many people syempre, they will be forced to leave Canada. And this new program may help them to transition from the TR to PR. So, hopefully, with the 33,000, it can help yung mga expiring na makasabit pa sila dito. And, ayun. So, ang nagustuhan ko pala dito, guys, dun sa article na tungkol sa TR to PR pathway na ito, which can only be found yung interview kay Immigration Minister na si Diab is dito sa Toronto News, no, nakalagay doon yung kanyang interview and also the updates na nandoon. Pero sa IRCC website ay konti lang yung information na nakalagay doon. And also yung mga other sources like the CIC News, konti lang yung mga news na nakalagay or updates na nakalagay doon. But doon sa Toronto Star News, nandoon yung ito, yan, nandyan yung part of yung mga interview sa kanya during this announcement na ito na nag-soft launch na nga yung TR to PR pathway. So, ang nagustuhan ko, no, sinabi niya, para dun sa mga temporary na may temporary status, they should also follow immigration rules. So sinabi niya, if people want to stay longer, they must apply for extension. So if you're in Canada on temporary status and you wish to stay longer, sabi niya, please apply for an extension. But also, she also warned that if people do not apply or if their extension is refused, which is usually that happens na nare-refuse yung extension, sabi niya, they are expected to leave for Canada. So if you do not apply for extension, we expect you to honor that commitment and leave. So sinabi din niya, if someone applies for an extension, approval is not guaranteed. So if it is then rejected, we expect you to also leave. Yan. So, yun yung ano niya, no, yun yung sinabi niya, and I think that is very important to keep going. And sabi nga, meron talagang labor shortage dito. So sinabi niya na yun nga, it's a difficult balance, no, according to Diab. Sabi niya, they need workers because there aren't enough Canadians to fill the jobs in certain sectors. In certain sectors, guys. So ibig sabihin, kasi sometimes yung mga ibang tao dito, they think that kinukuhaan ng work yung mga tao dito sa Canada. But actually, I think because dahil lang nasa-saturate yung isang kind of this job. But sabi, meron pang mga certain sectors na merong labor shortage. Especially, kaya nga inopen yung mga rural community immigration pathway, no? So doon dahil may mga shortage talaga. And other sectors, especially in the healthcare, kung alam naman natin yung need nila dito for healthcare, yung mga people that should be working there. Ayun. And tsaka yung nagandahan ako, nagustuhan ko pala yung sinabi niya tungkol sa mga international students, na talagang international students are close to her heart kasi nung siya, dahil siya is from Nova Scotia and siya yung parang immigration, siya yung immigration officer doon sa Nova Scotia, no? So parang every fall noon, lagi siyang lagi siyang nandoon to greet and welcome international students. So, nakakatuwa na, yun, gusto niya yung mga international students, they're close to her heart. And then, sinabi din niya na kapag minsan mga Christmas, kasama din siya doon sa mga Christmas gatherings because she understands na yung mga international students, sometimes mag-isa lang sila dito at hindi sila nakakauwi to their country right away. So parang ganun yung yung compassion niya for the international students na nandito. And sabi niya, she said she still supports international students but she believes the system must maintain integrity. So ibig sabihin, in her words, sabi niya, the more that we can look after our institutions and strengthen our system, the students that are coming are really getting a valuable education. So she stressed that improving oversight will help restore confidence in Canada's education system. So yun din yung gusto niyang i-point out, na although she loves the international students, kailangan pa rin na yung educational system dito is parang, you know, as international students, you get what you deserve. What you paid for, what you are here for, you get the kind of learning that will benefit you for your success here or maybe anywhere in the world that saan mo to gagamitin. Ayan. So, ayun. Yun, so ito lang yung isang magandang nagustuhan ko kasi hindi ko masyado kilala wala akong masyadong alam dito kay Minister ng Immigration na si Diab. All I know is galing siya ng Nova Scotia at siya din yung parang immigration leader doon sa Nova Scotia, but I didn't know na she has a heart for international students. So, ayun, bilang international students, I'm grateful na siya yung ating Minister of Immigration, and sinabi nga niya, may nagtanong din sa kanya na doon sa interview na yon na how are you coping with all of this, kasi parang being an immigration officer talaga is parang alam naman natin yung previous minister din, marami talagang mga questions, talagang alam mo yung parang grabe yung pag point sa kanya ng mga questions, yung mga ganon. So sabi niya, talagang gusto lang niyang mag-serve. She wants to help people. So talagang she has the heart and she has the compassion to help, especially sa mga immigrants, because siya mismo is part of an immigrant family. So Lebanese yung kanyang parents and they immigrated here. So parang she knows how it is to be a newcomer here in Canada. Ayun. So parang I know she can relate to newcomers, to immigrants, or to temporary foreign workers na nandito sa Canada. Ayan. So, anyway guys, yun lang at magandang news talaga ito guys. So, we are supported by the Minister Diab, and I'm grateful na siya yung ating minister, and talagang tinutulungan niya yung yung mga temporary residents na ayun magkaroon ng way to be permanent resident dito sa Canada. And I wish all the best sa lahat ng mga temporary residents who are here in Canada, na that we will find our way here and ma-achieve natin yung ating goals, and with the help and support of the Minister ng Canada na si Diab, we will be able to achieve our goals. And of course, lagi tayong maging updated, and we always consult. If you have an agent, then go ahead. At kung tayo ay updated, alam natin yung mga dapat nating i-prepare ahead of time. So, because Canada is always changing, hindi natin masabi kung hanggang kailan, kahit sinabi nila hanggang 2026 to guys. Pero, we are not sure kung, syempre, anything can change. Ayun. So, good luck to all of us here in Canada, and I wish you all the best. I wish us all the best that we can achieve our goal. And yun, sana tayo ay magsama-sama dito sa Canada masaya. And let's all pray for everyone's success. Yun lang po. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in my next vlog. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye!